CP journey. In this session, we will cover the best platforms for practice, learning resources, contest strategies, rating systems, and how CP can enhance placement and internship opportunities. You guys will also gain a clear roadmap to improve your problem solving skills, build consistency, and develop the mindset needed to succeed in coding contests and technical interviews. What makes this event special is that after this event, prior learners can enhance and improve on their CP journey, and newcomers will also have a solid vision as to what they can do in the coming years of college. We will also have a questions round and a way-round quiz towards the end of the event. So I encourage each and every one of you to keep track of your doubts and jot down anything that you feel is new and significant. So that is it about the chain of events. Now I'll be introducing our speaker for the day. We have with us Nandu Mahesh. He is one of the current CP leads at Codechef VIT Chennai. He has insane CP stats and currently is an AI intern at Aviva Tech Hyderabad. Personally, he has helped and guided us a lot throughout our college journey. So I hope you'll find this session interesting and helpful. Now I hand it off to him.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Nandu Mahesh. I'll be guiding you all through this session. I'll be sharing my screen now. I hope my screen is visible. You could react with the thumbs up if it is. Okay, great. So, what before we dive into the session? So, what is competitive programming? If you ask. So, you all know what programming is. It's writing a bunch of code to make what application, a website, whatever it is. And before you do start making applications or uh, web applications, whatever it is, you go through a phase. You go through learning the language and using it to solve puzzles of sorts. So all the different types of mental sports that are there in the that are available here, like chess and all those sort of things. Competitive programming falls under that specific category. It is a mental sport of a sort. So the basic overview is you will be this is one website where people participate in competitive programming contests. It's called LeetCode. I'll go into the details of the websites uh, in a few minutes. So what you do in competitive programming is basically it's going to be a timed event. So they're called contests. Uh, Anybody in the world can participate in them, and what you will be given are a set of questions and time constraint. It can range from 1 hour to like 3 hours. And what you have to do is there are multiple programming languages in the world, as you know, like C++, all these programming languages. Out of them, you can choose your preferred one and then write code to solve the question that you are given. For example, this is an example of a question. You read the question, you'll understand it, you'll understand what the input is, and you will write code which will produce the desired output. And there will be a judge, automated online judge that will judge your code and then give you points. It's basically faster fingers first type of an event where the person who submits the first code, the fastest code, the best with the right hands will get more points and will be ahead of others. So that's a basic overview of competitive programming. Um, so now let's move on to the websites that you can perform competitive programming on. These are my handles. Like I'll display my stats on the handle towards the end of the session, maybe if you guys want to see it. So like there are primarily like four websites that people use for participating in contests. Learning resources, I'll get to it. But these are places where you can participate in contests. So what are contests? So as I told you, like they are going to be held at specific time
Excuse me.
of the day. Yeah, hello.
Is it helpful for a future hackathon events? This competitive programming.
No, competitive programming is not on the development side. It's more of a like e-sport that will help you land interviews. Like it helps you pass the first round of interviews. Not in the development side.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So like yeah, where was I? So contests, yeah. So contests are closed loop events. Like if, for example, in this website, you could. This is an example of like a contest page. So as you can see, this website, LeetCode, hosts contests every Sunday at 8 a.m. in the morning. It lasts from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And you can participate in it. You can register it anytime, and you show up then, and you'll be able to participate in it. Around 30,000 people from all across the world participate in
Excuse
it.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
said like a lead code. You said the timing. Can you repeat the timing again?
yeah. I'll give you detailed information regarding how to participate and what all websites to use in the time. I'm just introducing what a contest is right now. I'll get to it. I'll surely get to it. Okay, so
Okay.
you
Okay.
can I'll get to the website details later. So so basically you're competing against people all over the world, like people who like are interested in competitive programming. They register for contest and then they participate in it. So you'll be judged against people from all across the world, not just the country, all across the world. So this is an excellent sports to understand your like coding capabilities and see where you stand in the world, not just in the country or your college. So as I said, I'll get to the website later. But before that, so the one important question that comes to any programmer's mind is what do I choose as my primary language to code? So if you're developing websites, you might not be using any of these languages. You might be using Java, but other than that, you might be using JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and all. But they're saying in competitive programming, it's not the language that counts; it's the logic. So basically, what it means is that if you have the logic to solve a question, then it doesn't matter what language you use. So for competitive programming, there is a competitive programming community, right? Like there are people who are interested in competitive programming, and they have this community. It's an active community. So if you're someone who would really want to dive into competitive programming, then I suggest you choose your language as C++. Why? It's the most popular language in the competitive programming community, and most solutions to questions will be written in C++ because the people who set the questions are likely good competitive programmers who use C++ as their primary language. And the reason why C++ is chosen as the primary language by competitive programmers is because it's extremely fast. There is a concept called garbage collection. I'm not going to delve deep into it. It's basically getting rid of unused variables in your code. So C++ does not perform that function. As in, since the code is extremely short, the question does not involve you making an entire website or entire application or anything. It is just a puzzle that you have to write code for. So the code will run well even if there is no garbage collection. C++ has no inbuilt garbage collection, so it runs extremely fast, about 100 times as fast as other languages like Python. Now, it doesn't have to be C++. As time goes on, Python has become a popular choice as well. Why? Because it has the best learning curve. It's extremely easy to learn. It's almost like English, isn't it? And you'll be able to type faster. And if the questions, if you're able to type the right logic, you might even beat an experienced programmer who types in C++. It's really up to you. You can choose C++, you can choose Python. In this era, you have AI, so you can easily convert any C++ code that you find in tutorials to Python using AI and understand it. So in today's world, it's not necessary that you use C++ as your primary programming language. So there are a few cons, obviously, to Python. It is slower than the other languages. It's a high-level language. It's slower than the other programming languages. Then obviously another popular option would be Java. It's rich in object-oriented programming. And if you attend interviews, the interviewer generally prefer if you use Java as your language while explaining the questions to them. Um, and as Python is easy to learn, C++ and Java on the other hand are a little bit harder to learn. But trust me when I say it's worth it to learn it. So that's about the programming language choices. And one more tip that I would like to provide is when you choose your programming language, make sure that it's an object-oriented language. You can look up what an object-oriented language is. It's basically something that supports classes. So an example of a language which is not object-oriented is C. It's a procedural language. You cannot make classes in it. The reason why I'm encouraging you guys to choose a class-based or object-oriented language is because in your future, as you're all aspiring software engineers or whatever it is, uh, an object-oriented language is what the code will be written in. So if you are already well versed in object-oriented programming language, then it's better for your future. Yeah, it's an investment, and it's harder to code in non-object-oriented languages as well. So does anybody have any doubts regarding the language part? or shall I move forward? If you have any doubts, you can open your mic and ask.
Hello, Mr. Nandu.
Yeah,
Uh,
tell me.
a small doubt. I have seen YouTube channels where they say that it's better that you prefer Python for high-level companies or technical interviews. So, does it matter? Does it depend upon the questions asked in the interview that we choose the language, or is it like it's better to go with a preferred language?
No, the companies, they actually do not care about your language. They care about your logic. So if you're given a puzzle or a pro question, what they focus on is your approach or logic to the question rather than the language you use. Because language is just some way to express your idea, right? So if you have the core concept, if you know how to solve the question, then they will prefer you regardless of the language that you choose. Only there are some specific companies that might stress on using one language more than the other. But the big companies, right, like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, all of them, they they focus on your core concept rather than the language itself, because they know that you're capable. You're learning a language is just a second-hand product that you can easily achieve. So it absolutely doesn't matter what language you choose, but it must be an object-oriented language. They want an object-oriented language. So that's what my suggestion to you is. Mostly students prefer Python nowadays because it's easier and faster to code, and it's absolutely fine. Like only if you're like somebody who's like interested, extremely interested in like competitive programming, would you prefer C++ as your primary language? Very clear.
Yeah, a follow-up to it. If you are in a part of interview, in what language would you code in?
See, as I told, I am extremely interested in competitive programming. So, like in that, when you look at it like that, I would use C++. But if the company asks me to like code in a specific language like Python or Java, I could do that because like over my course, I have learned both of them. I may not know them as well as C++, but I'll able to manage to write code in it. So you should have a primary language which you can code very well in, and it's always good to have multiple languages in your asset so that you can clear all types of interviews.
Okay,
Is that
thank you.
clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
So so we know what at this point you would have chosen some language of your preference. Now how do you actually like set up your environment to like attend these contests or like competitive program? So there's something called an integrated development environment, which is an application built to maintain your code. So what I use is something called Visual Studio Code. You could Google about what it is. It's just basically an integrated development environment. Basically a place or application that is built to handle your code. So this is how VS Code looks. This is my VS Code. So like as I said, I code in C++ primarily. So all you have to do is you need to set up VS Code with the language. So in order to run C++, you need to install C++ compilers. There are like tutorials in the website itself. You don't have to refer YouTube. It's just running a bunch of commands in your terminal. So since the scope of the video is not installation of installation of VS Code, I'll just show you guys how it looks and how it is. Like if you want to create a file, all you have to do is like there's UI, or you could use the terminal to create files, and then you could start coding in it. For example, if I just create some file, I call it dummy.cpp, and I could start coding in it. C++ requires you to include some header files. This is how generally like I'll code. I'll create a file, then I'll start coding in it. So I'll just create a main function, and then so this is just an entry point to what however code, and then I run it using either the run button or I could run it using the terminal as well. I'm not going to dive deep into how to use VS Code. That's something you guys should upload. But for as my setup, this is what I use now. Uh, yeah. So see, VS Code is an application that lives on your desktop. So it's not necessary that you will use the same laptop throughout your entire life, right? What if you have to change your laptops, or what if your laptop gets like you know runs into some issues, which has happened to me before. So you've worked hard, you've written millions of lines of code, you've written so much in VS Code. If everything becomes lost, it would be like extremely sad. So what do you do in that scenario? There is something. There's an application called GitHub. It's used by software engineers all across the world. Um, this is something where you can use for. It's absolutely free, by the way. You can create something called a repository, which is basically a folder for storing your stuff, and then you can call that repository to VS Code. I'm not going to go again. I'm not going to go deep into how to do that. It's not part of the scope. You can call that repository here. Then whatever files you create, you can push them to the cloud, basically into GitHub, and it will stay there. And even if you change your laptop, all you have to do is pull the code from GitHub. It takes barely like 5 seconds. If it's an extremely large project, it takes more time, but for storing notes or something like that, this is absolutely the best choice. All you have to do is pull it, and then you will get all of your code in your folder that you pulled it to. So it's an excellent version management software. I suggest all of you to like familiarize yourself with GitHub, because when you will be working in companies, this is a software which will be using to like push the company's codes and all of that. So I use GitHub to maintain my like DSA codes, and for other projects as well. GitHub is an extremely important software that every software engineer should be aware of about. So that's about maintaining code. Now there are some useful extensions that you can use to enhance your competitive programming. So basically, you must be thinking. See, the question is here. It's here in the like website that you're practicing on. So if I go to my VS Code, I can't see the question anymore. What do I do? That's an issue. If you'll have to like split the screen, it's all hectic for you, isn't it? So what I do is, see, I read the question, I get an understanding of it. Now all I need constantly visible are the test cases and what the output I'll get. So for example, I'll just show you a question. This is one website. I'll go into the how to use the websites. I'll go into it next. Don't worry about this. I'm just showing it as an example. So I read the question. Imagine that I read the question. I read the question. I read the test, but I can't remember the test case, right? I may be able to remember what the question wants, but I cannot remember each and every single test case. And I'm somebody who uses VS Code. So how do I bring those test cases here? So you obviously don't have to manually bring it split to screen or anything. There is an extension in Google called Competitive Programming Companion. You could check it out. You install it. I have already installed it. You can see this plus, right? So what it does is it helps you bring the test cases to VS Code. So for this, yeah, for this question, I want to bring it to VS Code. All I have to do is in VS Code also you'll have to install something called install an extension called Competitive Programming Helper. You can use it, install it from the extension section. Then I cannot go into the details of installing this. If I do, then I won't have time to explain the thing. So you install this, and then all you have to do is click this button here in your website, and you can see that there's a line going on top. That means it has passed it, and now you can choose your language of your choice, whatever it is, and then it will create a file automatically with the name of the question and the test cases on the side of your VS Code. Now you don't have to do anything. You don't have to like keep switching tabs or anything. It's already there. All you have to do is start coding, and then if you run it, it runs the test cases and comes green if it's correct. And then you could directly submit it, or you could just copy whatever code that you had written here, paste it in the website terminal, and then just submit. I'll show you how it all works in detail, how each website works. So now this is the overview of how my competitive programming setup is. So basically, I code in application called Visual Code Studio. I maintain my code in an application called GitHub, so that even if I change devices, I can still get my code back into my new device. And then extension, a small extension which helps you what bring your code to VS Code. For those who don't prefer or don't want to use VS Code, there's always the option of like writing code in the terminal here. The reason I do this because it's faster to code in VS Code, and when you click run or submit, it might take longer due to the network traffic in the website. But here, if you run this button, it's going to be constant time. It's fast. So that is the reason why I use VS Code and this competitive programming companion. But then if you're a beginner, you necessarily don't have to use VS Code. But I would strongly encourage you to, because then where would you get if you need to access some problem that you did someday, you have to go into that website and then go search for that particular problem. But if you did maintain it using VS Code and GitHub, all you have to do is go to your repository and get the code. It's easier to study, maintain, and balance everything if you have VS Code and GitHub setup. Does anybody have any doubts regarding that? Okay. Now there is something else that I would like to add to this. See, almost every question in like all these websites, except LeetCode. LeetCode follows a different pattern. I'll discuss that later. They require you. They give the test cases to you. Like that is the first input would be the number of test cases, and then the each test case has some inputs. So this would require you to like always write the same snippet. That is, even this right. See the hash include which slash add all this. You'll have to type it again and again for every question. So it's time consuming. You're losing time there. So VS Code, another benefit of VS Code allows you to like make snippet in the sense that see my screen is completely empty. There's nothing there. But if I type a special keyword and enter, I get something that is mine. I created this. It's called a snippet. It I have configured it in such a manner that if I type a particular keyword, I'll get this pasted in my VS Code. I don't have to type all of this from scratch again. See, all of this are things that I would need for almost every single question. What I'm doing basically here is I'm taking the number of test cases in, and then I'm calling the solve function for each test case, so that I don't have to like manually take like define this again and again for each question. So how do you configure snippets? Is if you can go to settings and then take snippets. Like I have my snippets in C++. So for people who are using different languages, the procedure might be different. And all you have to do is like there'll already be some predefined snippets. You can comment it out and then write your own snippet along with the prefix which is used to like initialize your snippet. So if I type in it, I'll get all this pasted in my terminal in my file without having to like see. It's a lot of things, right? See, I used to use this snippet. It's a lot of things. If you sit there and type all of this, you will lose so much time. So I don't have to waste time typing all of this. All I have to do is type these 4 letters, and it'll get pasted in my what file. It's simpler, it's faster, and it's more efficient if you do this. So these are called snippets, um, and I've shown you how to like set it up when if you have VS Code. Now, yeah, it's handy to know all the like shortcuts on your keyboard. It's faster to type. Like a few basic shortcuts is like if I wanted to edit something here, and I want to go to the end of the line, so you should know that if you press end on your keyboard, it will go to the end. I suddenly, if I want to go to the front of the line, I can press home. I hope you can see my cursor moving. And suppose I want to like select multiple, see this T is there, right? I want to select all occurrences of T or like a few occurrences. So if you select this T, you can all you have to do is press Control D. It will keep selecting the others. And all if I want to change everything together, then all I have to do is like I can change it and it will get changed in all the instances. So these are some tips and tricks that you can gradually learn. You don't have to learn them now. If you want, you can manually change it because at the beginning of your journey, you will not be dealing with the same variable being used a lot of times. These are some things that you would feel like you would need as you like continue to code. You would realize, oh, I need something to like select everything all at once. As you'll go through that process, you'll come to know how to do it. Now, so that's basically my setup. It doesn't have to be VS Code that you use. You can use some other editor of your choice if you want to. But personally, I prefer VS Code and templates. If you don't want to type the same amount of things again and again, you use templates. And it's good to know a few shortcuts and keys that are available. Now, moving on to the next part. This is the most important part of the entire session. So, like, how do I start? What do I start learning? Now, you have a language and you have a setup right now, as of now. Now, how do I use it? How do I start learning? What are the topics that I need to learn? So, actually, my approach towards different years different people in different stages of the life would be different. So, if you're someone who is about to go into college, or if you're someone in your first year, I would not suggest starting with a website like LeetCode. Why? Because it's something that you would use for interviews. Like it's interview specific. Um, it's the questions are rather more straightforward than they are in other websites. Like there are competitive programming websites like Codeforces, Codechef, and all. The questions they ask there are like a bit twisted, harder, and not easy to get compared to LeetCode. So what I'm telling you is, if you expose yourself to harder questions from the beginning, then LeetCode, while the time you are in your third year and you're preparing for like interviews, LeetCode becomes too easy for you. If you're a beginner, I would suggest you to like stay away from LeetCode, at least for like learning concepts. You could or you have to use LeetCode obviously, but at a later stage of your life. I suggest you to like start from these websites like Codechef and Codepozis. Obviously, I'll get in, as I said, I'll get into how using it. And these are some basic like topics that you should be aware about. You don't have to like take a screenshot or anything. Wherever you search, however you search, you'll get all these topics in the internet. And what the next slide contains like websites that you can use for practice. Those websites also will have all these categorized together, so you don't have to like take a screenshot or anything. Anyway, I'll be sending the PPT later. So given a question, how do you approach it? Like, what should you do? What is something that you should do to like really make a good learning out of that question? So personally, what I do is like I spend 35 minutes on the question, regardless of what I feel about the question. I mean, even if it's like extremely hard question, I will spend 30. Even if I feel like there's no way I'll be able to solve it, I will still spend a solid 35 minutes on it. Why? Because like if you give up immediately and refer the solution or watch a video, you're like, so what's the point then? Like it would be useless. You have not used your brain at all. Even if you are in the wrong direction, you at least attempted it. So even if you feel like a question is extremely hard or can't be done, you should spend 35 minutes on it. 35 minutes is not a lot of time. You should spend 35 minutes of that on the question. And this 35 minutes is excluding the part where you type. See, as time goes on, this becomes a sport where you spend time thinking rather than coding, because once you think and get the solution, coding becomes easy. Uh, so this 35 minutes, I'm referring to the time you spend thinking rather than like coding. After you think for a solid 35 minutes and you have some idea in your mind, you start implementing. Doesn't matter how much time you take, you're implementing, you're working on it, you're making progress. So you do it. After 35 minutes, after you exhausted all your approaches, after you have done, after you have tried so much and you're not able to figure it out, then that means there's a possibility that that question might involve a topic that you have not learned or a data structure that you have not seen. So what you do is every single question that you will be coming across in your life will probably have a solution on the internet posted by someone to it, unless it's like extremely new question. Even if it's a new question, there will be like experts who will be posting the solution to it in like 24 hours or something. So what you do next is not go to the solution. So what you do next is get hints for the question. So when you get hints, now you have a specific direction in which you can think. Now spend another 35 minutes on it. It's fine, because all you're doing is enhancing your thinking skills. Trust me when I say this sport, whoever thinks faster wins it. That's the better player here. So you take a hint, and now you try to solve the question. If you still fail, then you see the topics. The topics in the sense, what exact topics do you need to like solve this question? You have the hints along with you and the topics. And if the topics involve anything that you have not learned, you should learn that topic, solve similar questions, and then come back to it. And then your mind will be fresh, and now you'll have a different approach towards the question. After all this, if you're still not able to solve it, that means it's an extremely hard question at this point. Now you can refer editorials. Editorials in the sense, not the code. You should not refer to the answer code yet. Editorial means it will tell you exactly what you must do in order to solve the question. It will not give you the code. It will tell you what to do. Now it's all about implementation, right? It's all about converting that logic into code. Now you have to give a go at it. You have to try to implement it by your own. Now you know what the solution is, how the solution looks like. Now you have to like go at it on your own. You have to try to like implement it on your own. Unless the code is extremely large and complicated, you will be able to implement it if you give it enough time. And then even if you're not able to get it by that point, then you can finally refer to the like a solution, coding solution. And see, I know that everybody, like all of us, right? If you are not understanding any concept in like while studying any subject, all the first thing you do is open YouTube and watch a YouTube video on it, right? So you might feel like that's the right thing to do here in this domain, but trust me when I say that will falter your progress. So when you watch a video, what are you doing? You're basically offloading the thinking of the question to someone else, right? There is someone who has spent a lot of time in solving that question and he has made a video on it. So you're benefiting off of his hard work. So I'm not saying that you should not watch videos. You should absolutely watch videos to improve, because they have the best solution in their hand. You have coded up a solution. Now, if you want to see the best solution and improve your thinking, you watch the video. But the first thing that you do after seeing a question is watch the video. You're offloading your thinking to someone else. You're like basically telling them, I can't think. No, please think for me and then give me the solution. So your first ever choice after not getting a solution to a question should not be to jump to the video solution to it. The video solution is absolute last phase where you're like helpless, or you actually need to like see what the best solution is. That's when you should go to the video solution. I don't think people have given enough emphasis on the fact that video solutions are is something that makes you lazy as a programmer. It's like spoon feeding you the solution. They're telling you what the approach is, they're drawing it out and they're typing it out. You're getting spoon fed basically. So in order to like make progress, like I'm not saying that you won't make progress if you watch videos, you will, but it'll be slower than someone who's trying to come up of the solution on his own. So it's something that I experienced personally. I used to watch videos directly if I didn't get it, and my progress was extremely slow. The moment I stopped that, the moment I tried to like follow all these steps, hints, topics, then editorial, then code, then finally video. The moment I started going down that path, I started improving much more. I'll show you my stats afterwards, but no, that's what it is. Now, how do I practice? I told you how to approach a question. Now, how do you practice? Where do you practice from? For competitive programming, there is a website called CACS. It has questions. It is an absolute gold mine in my opinion. It's one of the best websites that there ever is for like practicing competitive programming questions. Why? Because I'll just show you. Like you can log in. Wait. Yeah. So it starts off with an introductory problem session. This basically improves your implementation skills. So if you're new to the language, these questions help you become familiar with the language. Help you become familiar with the language and improve your implementation. Then there's topic by topic questions, and these questions are not extremely easy as you say. The first question is solved by like 83,000 people, and as you go down, the count decreases because the question difficulty also increases. So these questions are the ones that introduce you to topic and make you think a lot at the same time. In my opinion, if you're like an aspiring competitive programmer, this is one of the best websites that you can use for competitive programming. It has questions in almost all the topics, all the important topics, and then you could just use this. And if you're like someone who's heading into the first year or second year, I strongly suggest you use this because it's an extremely good website for competitive programming practice. And they teach you the concepts and the single question or maybe 2 or 3 questions on that concept. Now, you can follow other websites as well. Again, I'll be heading into it. Well, sure. How to use those websites. Now there is something else. It's called CP31 sheet. It's CP stands for competitive programming. 31 sheet. It's called CP31 sheet because what is guy? There's a guy called Priyansh Agarwal. He is one of the best competitive programmers in India. He has a startup called TLL Minitors. In that startup, he has made a sheet for public sheet for anyone to follow. It's called the CP31 sheet. What it does is like there's this is a red code forces. It basically has ratings from like 0 to infinity of, theoretically, but then people don't go past like 3,700 all that. So what he has done is like he has segregated the questions based on difficulty for each for a person of each rating. So you start off with 800 like sub 800. So if you're a beginner, you solving this sheet will help you improve your competitive programming stats on like code forces. So he has a link to like you log in, you have to create log in with your Google account, and he has hints to every guest. He has like links to the question in the particular website, which is code forces. If you click on it, it'll open the problem there in the website, and he has like hints to it. I have to log into view the hints. I could log in for you right now. Wait. Oh, yeah, I logged in. So it becomes green if you solve it. You can star it if you want to come back to it later. You can like add view other people's comments. You can add personalized notes to it. And then finally, if you're not able to like solve it, there are video solutions to it for each and every single question. There are video solutions, and then there's a code to it as well. So this is an extremely good website if you're somebody who's like wanting to practice on code sources. Um, it's an extremely good. These two are primarily like competitive programming sheets. If you're somebody who's heading into a
Excuse me.
third year, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it helpful for
please.
like to solve that Java programs
Java programs in the sense?
using this like in this website? No, is it helpful to solve Java programs?
Yeah, you can use any languages. You see in the code section, they've provided the code solutions in Java, C++, and Python. You can refer any of them.
Okay.
Yeah. As I said, the language doesn't matter. It's all about the logic. Now, if you're someone heading into third year and you're be like, how will I prepare for the interviews? At this point, this is the best sheet that you can follow for your interviews. This is something that you should follow when you head into your third year. It's I think some of you might be knowing. He's called he's Striver. Um, he created this sheet for like he was a competitive programmer. As he headed into his third year, he started doing lead code. And what he did is create an extremely good sheet based off lead code mostly for people to practice their interview question. And his explanations are like literally the best out there. Like I also learned from him only, like in my initial days. So he has segregated the vast amount of questions. There are over 3,000 questions in lead code. He has segregated all of them, taken the ones commonly asked in the interview platforms, and then given it. And he also teaches concepts. So I'll be sharing the PPT in the group of, so you'll be able to access all these links that I've shared from the PPT later on. You don't have to take screenshots or anything. So this roadmap, if you follow it completely, using all the like techniques that I told you, you will undoubtedly be able to ace the interview routes of like big companies, all Amazon, Microsoft, Google. He himself is like was an intern at Amazon, and he was an employee at Google. And now he has his own startup, which is this A to Z. So this is a list created by an extremely experienced professional with very good knowledge. He was like at his time, he was one of the best in the country. So this is an extremely good website if you are heading into third year and you want to practice your interview question. It is not recommended for beginners because this is, I told you, like using lead code, which is an easier website compared to the others. If you expose yourself to harder questions in the beginning, then it's beneficial for you in the future, as I said. So this is not something that I would suggest for beginners. I would tell you guys to like do competitive programming in the other websites, because like when you do there, you come across these topics without actually solving using the sheet. And some question you realize that the only way it can be solved using some concept called binary search. If you do competitive programming, you'll come across all the topics taught in this session on your own. You'll discover them. But the beauty about it is just here you're seeing the topic, you're going into it and doing the question. There, you will, while doing the question, you will realize that you need something of this sort. You'll like discover the data structure maybe on your own. That's the beauty of starting with competitive programming rather than a roadmap. So as I said, CSCS and the CP31 sheet, if you are like someone who heading into the like starting off in their first year or second year, and if you're someone who's heading into a third year, if you want to practice interview questions, then this is the website to use. Uh, yeah. And what do you think the most important aspect of the sport is? It's not, see, I can do 30 questions in a day, then take a break of 5 days and I can come back. But trust me when I say you'll be less efficient than some guy who has done like 2 or 3 questions every day consecutively for the 5 days. I'm absolutely speaking from experience. I'll tell you, I'll show you my graph. See, like I started lead code much in 2023. Look at the graph. Like I have not been consistent. In 2024 also, I was not that consistent. There's so many holes. And this is the graph, the like a rating graph you can see right here. Wait, I'm not able to scroll. Yeah, the rating graph you can see right. See, 2024 and 2025, like the growth was not that significant. Now, when I went into 2025, 2024, it is not significant. When I went into 2025, this is my vacation, July. After the vacation, I just decided to like, enough is enough. I will not miss a single day from that point onwards, and I have not. So you can see the graph going up. See, I went from someone who's like in the like top 85, this like lower the better percentage, top 85 to like right now at the top 2% of the entire website. So there are more than 5 million people in the website. Like here, the rank is 23,000, and now globally out of 8 lakh 87,000 people, I'm standing 19,000. So what I'm saying is consistency is the most important aspect to competitive programming. If you have to become good at it, all you have to do is like you can't miss a day in it. Like I'm not saying that you absolutely cannot miss a day. You should not do questions namesake. Like you should not copy paste the solution just because you should like show that green mark. Not saying that, but you should be as consistent as possible, because every question that you might get exposed to might come at some point in the interview and might be helpful for you. So consistency, in my opinion, is the best, uh, is the key to success in this domain. And uh, yeah, as I said, I'll show you how these websites work. Now the important websites for practice. I already told you CSES. I already shown you CSES. It's very easy to use. All you have to do is like open the link, create an account, login, and you can access the questions. Um, and for submitting, I'll show you. Maybe I'll give you an example of how to submit. Maybe something that I already have here. Okay. Suppose I want to submit the solution to this question. Um, so like you go to the submit tab and you choose a file. This file is the file that you have written your code in. So see, even in this website you can use that extension that I told you about. It creates the file with the name of the question in it. Now all I have to do is like find the name of the question. See, I have divided it based on it's a graph question, I believe. So I could search for like get store. It's not in this section. Okay, maybe I would misplace that question. I'll take a question that's already present in this. Yeah, this one. Yeah, as I said, submit it. Just choose the file from wherever you have stored it. ABCD. That to see the name matches. And all I have to do is choose the language. Okay, so I'm using C++, so it's already by default set to C++. And just click submit, and it will run the like code on your test cases. And then it'll show you what the output is. It's pending right now. It's in the testing stage. I think my internet is a bit bad, but it's fine. You'll be able to see. If it passes everything, it'll show accepted. Even if one test case fails, your solution is not accepted in every website, whatever it is. There is no partial in most 99% of the competitive programming is that there is no such thing as partial scoring. Even if it fails one test case, that solution is wrong. So even in interviews, like not the live interviews, the coding rounds, even if it fails one of the test case, you will be ranked lower than someone who's passed everything. Yeah, so that's how to submit in this website. Now, for the other websites, obviously, like in each website that you have to create an account in it and you have to log in. Now, for this website, the pattern to submit it is similar. In CSCS, the website that I just showed you, the only way to submit is via a file. Now, in all the other websites, you can either copy paste the code or submit it via file. Both are like valid, like way to submit. So if I go into some random question, and then there's a submit tab on top. This is a older website than the other. That's why like there are multiple locations to submit it. Now you can submit it via file like this, the way you did the other thing. Or if you are someone who prefers to like submit, copy paste your code and submit it, all you have to do is like see the every problem has a name. For this, it's 2236G. It's visible on the website. The website like link. You have to paste that problem number here and then copy paste the code here and click submit, and it will show you what the result is. So code forces. In code forces, that's how you submit questions answer. Now for Codechef, it's I already showed you. Like all you have to do is open the question and you can copy paste your code here, and then just click submit button right here, and it will get submitted and it will show you the verdict of the uh, whatever code that you have submitted. And similarly for like lead code, all you have to do is for a problem that is go to any problem, and then uh, paste your code here or type your code here. It doesn't matter, and then you can run it to see if it passes the basic test case. Here it won't pass. I have not written anything. I could take my submission and then put here and to show you. Okay, so I've taken it and I click the run button and it will show me what the outputs for the base test case is. It. If everything passes, I could try by submitting it, clicking on the submit button. Control enter if you want to like submit via keyboard. It'll test and it'll show you how fast your code is. Like it's not extremely reliable because if I submit again, maybe it will go up. But basic overview, like if, of how fast your code is compared to others. And if you want to see others' code, you can all you have to do is click on their like bar, and you'll be able to see what the others did. Extremely helpful if you want to see better approaches. And if you want to see solutions, you can click on the solutions tab. For the other websites, like for code forces, you can go to the tutorial section to see there's a tutorial section here. You can click on that. For like Codechef, there is no dedicated. You can click on it. You can click on solution and then view it, but then they'll ask you to log in and then maybe pay or something. So you can all you have to do is Google like editorial for like Codechef. This is free. People post this. It's called Codechef Discuss. All you have to do is like go there and type the name of the question, and you'll get a written solution to it along with explanation. So one more website was left. It's called AdCoder. This is not popularized as much, but in my opinion, it's also an extremely good website, especially for implementation based problems. In implementation problems is that like you have to write more code than usual to solve the problem. That's what like an implementation problem is. So if you're someone who's like beginning and wants to like improve your implementation skills, because sometimes it's extremely frustrating that you know the logic but you don't know how to express it in code. This website helps you improve in that aspect. So their contest, I'll get to how to know what contest is held when. That I'll get to the timings in a few slides. But let me just explain this website. Yeah, so it's an extremely good website. Like it's based of Japan. You know how smart the Japanese people are, right? So they make extremely good questions, very good implementation questions. If you practice on this website, it'll like improve your implementation skills very much. You'll become like extremely good coder, and their community is also extremely good, very kind. They'll reply to you. Um, so that's that. So those are the primary websites that I use for like attending contests at Codechef, Code Process, and like Lead Code. I'll get to the timings as I said of how to attend the contest and how to like keep track of them. Yeah, as I told you, like in your GitHub, you should not just randomly paste codes just with their names. So each code has a topic that it belongs to, right? Like some might be one of them might be a graph question, one of them might be an array question. So it's better if you organize your code based on that aspect. You can even organize a code based on like the websites. For me, like I organize a code based on website and based on topics. Like these are for learning that when I coded them first and I put it here. When I did a question in a particular website, I put it under this folder. It's better for you as a person to like use your code again, right? If you store it in an organized fashion. So don't just randomly paste the files for the sake of pasting it. Organize it. Take your time and like manage your repository well. Uh, Sometimes like if your repository is very good, people might actually like start it and then start using your repository, which is good. Like you got say you tell an interviewer that I have a repository which is used by multiple people. It's a good plus point to like crack interviews. So yeah, repository structure. Yeah, tracking content timeline, as I said, something pretty important. Every website has their own different contest timing. Like you don't, as I said, you don't need to take screenshots. I'll send the PPT. So Codechef, the club that I am the lead of, it holds they hold their contests called starters. It's called starters 242. Next will be 243, like that. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. For 2 hours, there will be a starters. And how you compete to that, you log in. Obviously, when you log in, your ranking will be that of the like beginners because you're starting off, right? Now, the lowest division, your rating at starting will be less than 1,399. You can click on your division and you'll get questions in that particular division. If you can't submit questions belong to another division when you're attending for the first time. Now, as you go up the divisions, so your divisions change. And if you are a Div 2 or above person, then that means you are extremely potent and extremely good at it. When you reach the day you reach Div 2 is the day you should pat yourself on the back that you've actually become good. So Codechef every day 8 p.m. I'll give you a contest tracker as well. I'll get to that link later, but let me just give an overview of how the other websites are. So Lead Code, this website holds their contests every Sunday at 8 a.m. in the morning, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. And in addition, every 2 weeks they hold a contest Saturday 8 p.m. as well. So like in a span of 2 weeks, on one Sunday you have a contest at 8 a.m. On the other week at 8 p.m. you have one contest. and at 8 a.m. the next day, on that is on a Sunday, you have contest. You might be thinking, why Sunday, Saturday? I need to enjoy. But then it's just 1.5 hours, right? That's just like what small fraction of the day. You can afford to like spend time on it. The difference between you'll have to do all your like other stuff, college work and all during the weekday. So when you're free, you should actually spend time on doing this. That's what makes you stand out compared to others. If you're someone who's like willing to put in that small tiny effort more during a holiday, then obviously there'll be benefits to it. The code forces, not code forces, before that code forces at coder. So at coder holds beginner contest. It's called beginner, but the questions as you move forward, they're not exactly like beginner friendly. uh, it's called a beginners contest because the first one or two questions are like easy to do comparatively. It's called a beginner contest. It's done. It's held every Saturday at 5 p.m. Every Saturday at 5 p.m. It goes for like 1 hour, 10 minutes, or 1 hour, 50 minutes. So like obviously you need to get used to the UI of all these different websites. How to like submit code and see the questions. So there will always be A, B, C, D, F, G, these many questions, increasing difficulty and increasing points as well. So you can open a question and submit that code here and then click submit. It will get submitted. That's how it works here. They'll give you the question problem statement. They'll give you sample input output. And again, this website, if you can pass it and bring it into VS Code using the extension that I told you about in the beginning of the lesson. So that's how to like deal with all these websites, contest timelines. Oh no, one was website Codeforces. So Codeforces is the unusual one. uh, I'm not saying it's bad. Like it's the one of the most used competitive programming websites out there, probably the most used because it has over like it has a very large problem set, more than 10,000 problems. And the best of the best, that is the best programmers in the world, the best competitive programmers in the world, they use code forces because the questions there are like extremely good in the sense that it's they are difficult, more difficult than the others, but they provide you much more, you know, they make your brain work better than all the other websites. So Codeforces, since they push out a lot of contests for a lot of divisions, they don't have specific timelines for contests. You can visit their website to see when the next contest should be, or you can subscribe to their mail, and they'll send you a mail regarding when the next contest. See for the current or upcoming contest. It's whatever the div, like you, I'll suggest you guys start with div 4 and div 3. Div 1 and div 2 means higher division, more difficult questions. You might not be able to even solve one question because of the difficulty of that contest. Like personally, div 1 solving even one question is not that easy for me. So you register it, and you can register. I prefer you register early. Early as in, like you can register like 2 or 3 hours before the contest as well. Not 2 or 3 days early because you might not know that you will be there or not. So you register. See, already 5,000 people are registered. Generally, by the start of the contest, more than 35,000 people registered. Not just from the country, this is from all over the world. The best programmers from all over the world, and then you can see where you would stand. See, it's not done. That's not held on like any specific day. This is signed on June 12th, June 9th, June 7th. So the best way to keep track of it is like only for if you want to keep track is to like subscribe to their mail or just visit their website to see when it is. Now, obviously, you'll be thinking, how will I keep track of all these different websites and all these like different things? As I told you, like Priyansh, that guy is an extremely good competitive programmer, one of the best in India, and his startup has given you free again as a free resource to like track contests. All you have to do is go to the website, login again. Then it's called a contest tracker. You can add this to your Google Calendar. Now, all you have to do is check your calendar to see where the contests are. See if you have this contest tracker, right? See, I can see that on 31st Sunday the previous month there was like a weekly lead code contest and an ad code a regular contest as well. It's an extremely good way to manage your contest. All you have to do is click add to calendar and it'll go to Google Calendar and you'll get notifications regarding when the contest is. Now you don't have to remind yourself, oh, it does contest there. All you have to do is like check your calendar and you'll be able to see when the next upcoming contest is. So today's 15th, so I know for a fact that on the next Wednesday I'll have a Codechef. I can like make time accordingly for it. And I can see that on 18th there's a code for this contest as well, and on 20th there's an ad coder and bi-weekly. There are different types. Since the number of programming like websites are not that much, they rarely conflict. So you can attend both beginner and bi-weekly because it starts at 5 and ends by 7:10. It starts at 8 only. So since there are only like 4 or 3 websites that are actually used, they rarely conflict with each other in terms of timing. Now let's handle the edge case of like Okay, let me hit this up solving first. So what do you do after contest is done? Out of 5 questions, suppose you have done 2. What do you do about the remaining? Uh, if you attend a contest and if you've done 2 questions, that means you have implemented something that you already knew, right? So what have you actually gained from that contest other than improving your implementation? Have you learned anything new? You have not. That's where the solving strategy comes in. What solving means is solving a question after the contest has ended. You could not solve during the contest. Certain solving strategies. The more you have solved, the better you become. But at least solve one question after the contest. One question that you were not able to solve during the contest, you should solve after the contest to improve your skills. Suppose you have solved all the questions. What do you do then? You still have a long way to go, right? See, you solved all the questions, fine. But have you given the best solutions to them? Why learn the best solution? You might think I should just pass it and just go away. But no, in an interview, if you are candidate 1 and there's candidate 2 who both solve the question, what will they hire on the base of? They'll choose the guy who has the better, more efficient code, right? So even after you solved all the, even if you have solved all the questions, you should still refer the editorial or other people's solution to see what the best approach to the problem is, and then try to code it up by yourself, because that's always useful. Like in an interview, if you want to be one step ahead of everyone else, you ensure that not only you solve the question, you solve it in the best possible way as well. And while solving, never copy paste someone's code. If you copy paste someone's code again, you have learned nothing from it. All you have to understand what their approach is and then re-implement it by yourself. You can look at it once and try, but never copy paste the code while learning. Okay, um, that's about upsolving. Now, what happens if one day you really wanted to attend a contest and you missed it? Like you missed to give the contest. Now, how do you get the experience of like actually attending that contest? Obviously, your rating won't change. Rating is the sense your rank won't change because you missed it. But you can simulate the contest using a feature called virtual contest. Simulate in the sense that you can experience the contest as if it was going on right now. And how do you do it is in lead code, there's a section called, if you go to the contest page, you can click virtual. It'll actually start a virtual contest for you if you click start practice. So you can see your live rating change as if it would if you had attended the contest. It's a very good feature. If you have someone who like missed the contest, it's there in like what code process as well. You can click on virtual participation. It's there in Code as well. Codechef doesn't have any built what virtual contest participation. There are some complex ways to do it, but I'm not discussing that. Codechef, I would suggest you keep a timer and solve the questions. For all the others, you can have virtually participate. It'll show you how where you would stand if you had attended the contest. It's a very good feature called virtual participation. So it's not necessary that you attend it live. If you still want to like get the experience, you attend it virtually. That's simply a good feature. Now, yeah, some important practice that you should follow. Um, Time management. See, there's only like maximum 1.5 to 2 hours per contest. I'll speak a little bit faster because like we are running out of time, and then we have a little bit more to cover. So, time management. So, difficult questions consume more time than the others. You cannot divide the time evenly among all the questions. The first 2 questions you might be able to solve within 30 minutes or 1 hour, and the last 2 questions you might take much more time. So, I'm not asking you to code in a hurry. Try to allocate more time to the hard questions. What I want to say. Now, what if you are in a situation where you feel like your code should be working and it's not? So how do you check? How do you debug it? The practice of like correcting your code is called debugging. There's a bug and you debugging it. That's what it basically means. So how do you debug it? So you have implemented it. It's your code, right? So you know what it should be printing at some stage of the question, right? If x is 5, x should be output as 5 only. So you print it and see if it's actually coming 5. If it's not, that means there is some issue in the few lines above it, right? So you print it. And then what if what you expected is right, and but the example test case is doing something else? You might think like, oh, they have done something wrong. There's something wrong. Trust me when I say 99.9% of the time, it's you who's wrong, not the editor or the person who made the question. 99.9% of the time. There are some very rare scenarios where the case is wrong, but that's not how it is 99% of the time. So what do? That means there's only one thing that has happened. You have misunderstood the question. So you read it again. If you feel like the output should be this, but the output in the test case they are showing something else, that means you have misunderstood the question. Plain as that. So you read the question again. and I have misunderstood a question multiple times. I've stared at the editor like, "Wow, how is this wrong?" Like, so much. All I had to do was read the question again, and then that solved all the issues. So that's how you debug. Like if you encounter an issue where you feel like the code is right, but you're not getting the output properly, you reread the question. Now, pattern recognition is something that you build as you code. It's recognizing what data structure to use when you see a question. So as you code more and more, like for me, the first two questions I might be able to instantly recognize what data structure to use without even thinking of how to solve the question. That is something that you build as you go. Like always, if you figure out the right approach to a question very fast, that means you'll be able to solve it faster than the others. It'll be better for you, right? Now, so yeah, ratings. What are ratings? How do you know that you are better than somebody else? What is the metric? In college, you get grades, right? So how do you grade yourself in all these websites? So every website has a different grading strategy. In Lead Code has this grading strategy as I showed you. Like depending on your rating, you'll be able to see what tier you are at. So Lead Code has a rating that starts from like 15. It can start from any amount and then goes up till like as high as possible. Maximum is like 3,500 or something. So this is how you measure your progress. For me, see, I can clearly measure how good I've become from like 2024 to 2026. The graph is steady. This is how natural growth is. If it's like this or something, that means it's a cheater. Or if you're going down, that means you're doing something wrong when you're practicing. So every single website it has like a rating system, and each rating has title to it. So in Codes versus, like if you're below 1200, you're a newbie. If you're in this range, you're called a pupil, and if you're above, you're called a specialist. Uh, so there is a standard. Like if you're a specialist or like expert in code forces, that means you're extremely good at programming. People will have like people in the community will actually respect you, and it will open a lot of doors for you. That's how ratings are. But there are some caveats to the rating. It might you might like feel like I should increase my rating is not increasing because like it takes time. It takes a lot of time like to improve. Uh, Usually, it takes more than 3 months to actually see the progress that's building up in each of these websites. It's like going to the gym, right? You can't see your muscles build up after like 2 months of progress. You'll see some patterns maybe, but then you won't be able to actually see the difference. So you should not get discouraged. The ratings they go up, they come down. But if your effort is consistent, then they will eventually go up. There's only way for the ratings to go. Every contest provides you with a new rating. It might go up or go down, so it's never constant. Rating is not something that's constant. So uh, that's why. How do you improve your rating? You might feel like up solving is the only way to improve your rating. How like if you got X rating in a contest, in order to increase it, you should be able to solve more than you did that contest, right? So what you do is you after the contest ended, you solve something that you had not solved. So the next contest, if it's something similar comes, you'll be able to solve it and improve your rating. That's how you improve fast. Solving is the main improving strategy. And yeah, so a little bit of the mindset that you should follow. Like there will be bad contests, there will be good contests. I have had contests where like I've solved 4 out of 4, and I've had contests where I've solved 1 or 2 out of 4. It doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means that that day it was not your day. You should not hulk over it. You should just okay, fine, accept it. Like cry about it, sulk about it for like 1 hour. Give yourself 1 hour to like feel bad about yourself. But then just after that 1 hour, get up, go solve the question that you didn't solve. That is the only way to like improve. That is how everybody in that community improves. See, they are like, people who get extremely frustrated when they're not able to solve the question. That is true. But after 1 hour, they just uh, put the grind face on and they just continue grinding. That's how they improve. That they'll handle failure so well. Like at the top, right? So if you're not if you even miss your rank by like a few 50 numbers or something, your rating decreases by a lot. So it decreases by a lot. So handling failure is one of the most important mindsets to like do this. And the more you do this, the more better result you'll see, and you'll be able to like you know uh, uh, stay motivated. If you want some aspect to like keep yourself motivated, one thing that you can follow is right. Um, if you're somebody who's like extremely interested in making a lot of money in the software engineering field, this is the way to go. People they'll measure your intelligence based on how good you can code, and you have a much higher chance of landing a high paying job at Amazon, Google. You know how much they offer, right? 50 lakhs per annum. even the bigger ones like one crore per annum. Imagine how good your life would be if you had landed something like that. It's an extremely invaluable skill that you should possess. So yeah, that should be your like motivating factors. You should use them as motivators to like keep pushing. Like I had my set of bad days. I've been rejected by my set of interviews. The only reason that I'm able to speak to you here today was because I didn't give up. The same should apply to you. You should not give up. We'll move on to the like this is one of the last slides and probably one of the most important. So like with the rise of AI, that everybody, if they wanted to, they could cheat and they could paste a question to the like editor and get high ratings, right? So what do you think happens to them? Like they get the false sense of achievement. Okay, I have a high rating, but whenever they think about the rating, it's like, oh, I achieved this because of AI. There's that thought in their mind. And in your job, right, when you're actually working in your job, you'll encounter more bugs, a lot of bugs. Some you might think I'll use AI to fix them, but AI also like it once in a blue moon makes mistakes. How do you find that mistake out? You should have those debugging skills that I talked about. If you are someone who had spent time like fixing your code for a long time, then you are someone that has a capability to find them while you're working in your job as well. So if you're someone who just pastes AI code, then where is your debugging skill? You'll become heavily dependent on it. One day, suppose the subscription or the server went down and the AI is not working. What will you do? How will you code? You'll just stare at your screen blank and you will not be able to do anything. So yeah, you'll get a false sense of achievement and your debugging skills will be like pretty bad. And what about the like consequences of getting caught? This like websites like LeetCode, right? LeetCode, I believe, in my opinion, is one of the best measures of finding cheaters. So if for any contest, you can go to the like ranking page and see how people have coded. Like if I can take his like code and see like his replay of how he coded it. The complete live replay of every single participant. It'll show. If you feel like something suspicious, you can report them. You know what happens if you report them? It shows on your website that you cheated, and it like you have this thing called coins, lead code coins. If you collect enough of them, then you can buy like t-shirts for free, absolutely free. All you have to do is like give, like I bought a t-shirt in lead code using the 7,000 coins that I earned over like an entire year, not entire year, like multiple years. You get this for free. It's from like imported from China. Value that you'll hold after getting something like this is like crazy. So if you cheat, your coins get reset to zero. All your effort in vain. It's not just the same for lead code. All your rating gets dipped very badly if you cheat. So if you cheat, there are more disadvantages than there are advantages. Actually, there are no advantages here of cheating. And like all you're doing is trying to evaluate yourself among multiple people in the world, right? So if you cheat, then what's the point of participating? You're just convincing yourself of something that you are not. So yeah, again, like I'll end with what the benefits of CPR, landing a good job again. That is a ultimate goal, right? All of us are here because we, at the end of the day, want to land an extremely good job, an extremely high paying job. And this is the one-way ticket to it, if I must say. One-way ticket in the sense like the first round of every company is a programming round where you'll be given a question similar to the ones in these competitive programming websites. If you solve it fast, if you solve it well, you get in. Trust me when I say the sense of achievement that you will feel after getting a good job is unparalleled. Like it's extremely good. It's an extremely good feeling. You'll feel like all those years of like hard work has paid off. Obviously, this is not the only thing that you should focus on to land your job. This is just one part of it, one starting but very important part of it. Building websites, thus and all are skills that you should develop over the course of your college. But then this is how you start. This is how you develop your thinking skills. This is how you show that you're actually good at coming up with logic and debugging. This is how you convince your interviewer that you're someone who's capable of working in their company. So yeah, it helps you land excellent job. Does anybody have any doubts regarding the session on any point of time? I'll take doubts. I'll take a few doubts.
Can you hear me? Nandu
Yeah, I can
Deshma
hear you.
has Nandu Deshma has
Okay.
raised a doubt in chat.
Oh, sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
see that. I am better with Python language solving questions, but for the college placement, Java is preferred. How will you manage if you want to switch languages? Then another, it's up to implement when you need to introduce. Okay, college placement Java is preferred. See, in my college also they prefer Java, but that doesn't mean that I'll use it because I am good in C++ and my friends are good in Python. See, I tell you, most of my friends that have landed good jobs in the sense they landed jobs at Visa, 40 LPA, 40 lakhs per annum, all those big companies, they provide you the option of writing code in any language. You can write the code in any language. If your college is forcing you to do it, then I don't. But even in those online interviews, right? The college is not the one who's providing those online interviews, right? It's the company. So the company will make sure that you have multiple choices to use. You can continue solving. In Python, it's absolutely fine. Like maybe the college assignments might force you to do it in Java, so you do the assignments in Java. It's fine. But then if you want to improve your Python skills, it's absolutely fine. Follow Python. I'm telling you just because most of my friends who landed a good internship have landed it because they stuck to the language that they preferred and not the language that the college like forced them to learn. See, my college also does that. There is this course called Advanced Competitive Programming, and they force me to do it in Java. What I see it as is an opportunity to improve my Java skills, but that doesn't mean that I'll give up all my other languages and continue in Java. You can absolutely use the language of your choice. Again, what they care about, what the companies care about, is the logic, not your language that you used to code. Could you explain how to set up that CPS in VS Code? Okay, I could maybe show that quickly. All you have to do is go to Google and search for the competitive programming extension. See, competitive. You go here, and it's showing for me remove from Chrome. You can do add from Chrome, and then you can just pin it. Like in go to Extension tab, and you can just pin it. So you'll always see it here. And then in VS Code, all you have to do is, this is the section called extensions. Extensions are the extensions that you will be able to add to like VS Code. All you have to do is search for CPH. CPH stands for Competitive Programming Helper, and then download that, install that. It's showing disabled for me because I've already installed it. Then that's it. Over. That's it. That's the setup. Now all you have to do is go to the website with the question. You have to go where the question is, right? Not anywhere else. Doesn't work on lead code. They are not updated for lead code. It works on every other competitive programming website. All you do is go there and then click that button and then come back to VS Code. As I showed you, if I click this button, then there will be a line going through the top of my website. You can see it went, and I come back to VS Code and I can choose my language. I'll choose C++. I'll get the uh, test cases here and the code here. That clear? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Anybody else any doubts regarding anything? Absolutely anything like
So I'd
interviews,
like to
whatever
ask
it
a
is.
question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
My question is more concerned with competitive programming itself. Eh, I have heard about the ICPC competitions, and I would like to know about them and what is the status of VIT Chennai. Do we actually have teams going out and
Yeah,
competing?
you don't have to like. You can form your own teams, right? All you have to do is go to the ICPC website, register yourself, pay the entrance fee. It's I think around $1,000. You have to pay that, and then you have to form your own team, like a team of 4 people, and then you have to attend the preliminary round that they have. It might not be online anymore because of the AI things. You might have to go somewhere and attend it, and you'll be ranked, and the top people will be selected for regionals. There is no limit on how many people, like how many teams you can form. See, if there are more teams in VIT Chennai, that means round will be in the for preliminary round. They select the best team from VIT Chennai. You can make your own team with your friends who are good at competitive programming and participate in ICPC.
But you also
Yeah,
need a
by the way,
faculty
guys,
member, right?
you can choose any faculty member of your choice. It's fine. Like
Okay,
you
so
can
they
just
will agree. They will
approach.
have to agree, right?
They will agree. They'll guaranteed agree. They don't
Okay,
have
okay.
much work to do. All they have to do is represent you as a faculty. That's it.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other doubts? Yeah. Go ahead. You can start speaking if you have a doubt.
Would you suggest
Uh, oh yeah, one of you please. Like Arun, you can speak after that. Nawaz, you speak. Yeah. What was it out, Arun?
would you suggest few YouTube channels or resources where we can which you used or you prefer to use for studying DSAs or any other stuff
As I
related to
told,
it?
right, all these what websites I told you to like use for practice, right? CSES,
Mm.
CP31, and like Cyber Sheet. These ones. See, all of these, like CSS doesn't have links to the video solution in the website, but all you have to do is Google the name of the Google or YouTube the name of the question, you'll be able to get it. Now these two sheets, as I showed you, they have links to like direct video solution. See, you go to this section and you see video, click on video. It's a video solution to that particular question. So when you're solving a question and if you want a video solution to this, just go to like YouTube, type the name of the question, and you'll get like 99% you'll get the video solution to that particular question.
Okay. And another question, how do you solve hard level of questions in lead code? Because I
Yeah,
find
okay.
them easy and medium are okay, but when jumping into hard, it becomes a completely new level. So,
Yeah, hard questions are 90% thinking and 10% coding. That's it. See, this question, I'll take a hard question that I did recently, maybe to show you. For me, I like to keep whatever I like thought, whatever chain of thought that I have in my editor. That is, if I'm thinking about something, I will probably write it down in my editor because I don't lose that chain of thought. So I'll show you what I do. Wait, let it load. Hard question. I think this was a hard, maybe. Yeah, I'll take it. See, you can see this is what I've written. Like I'll write down what my thought process is in the editor. I haven't written much in this question. Maybe I'll take one which I have written a lot in. Like in order to get the answer, I had to think a lot for some questions. If I do, then what I do is I'll write down how I will implement the question. I'll write down my observations first. So if it is a tree question, I'll write down what the properties of the tree are. I'll write it down there, and then I'll like express my thoughts in the editor. See, I've written it like. I'm writing almost 90% of what I'm thinking into the editor so that when I'm typing the code, I know what I'm typing to or typing or why I'm typing and what I'm typing. I don't lose like my chain of thought in between. After taking the input, what should I do? Oh, I should not stop and think about it. I have already like written my chain of thought here, so I should approach the question in a similar manner. And now, like if I get stuck, then I start thinking about it again. Like I write what my chain of thought is. Like it's like basically having a conversation with yourself and your brain, right? So it's good if you write down how, like what your chain of thought, your chain of thought, so that you can solve the question in a better manner. And then yeah, that's basically it. So hard question. See, if it's a hard question, if I take 1 hour on it, 45 to 50 minutes will be thinking, because that's what hard questions are. All they are is, all you have to do is think, keep thinking, and you will eventually find something that is like close to the solution, and then you can start implementing. Never start typing code to a solution if you don't have a clear solution in it. You're basically wasting your time, right? Spend the time thinking. Spend the time thinking, only then you will be able to like progress. Uh, you have to write down your approach. When you write down, what is the advantage? I agree that it's low, but then you have more time in your brain to think about edge cases, right? So if you're compared to someone who's like not writing it down and just thought about it and submitted it, he might hit a wrong answer due to an edge case he didn't think about. But if you write it down, probability that your answer will be correct the first time you click submit is higher. So for me personally, I write down my chain of thought and the observations so that I can solve the question in one go. Is
okay,
it clear?
thanks a lot. Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
clear. And I have few more questions to ask, but due to time constraint, could you give me some way to connect with you so that I can ask those questions later or so?
Yeah. I'll share my like LinkedIn profile and email later on. Now, Nawaz, you had a question? Hello? Yeah, you can ask me. Hello? Yeah, you're audible. You can speak. So it's not that clear. Could you like paste your question in the chat box then? Okay. Well, in that meantime, I'll answer the questions already there in the chat box. There are many coding and problem solving platforms, so which one should be prioritized most for solving the problem? Any previous problem? As I said, right, if you're a beginner, start with all the competitive programming platforms, CSES, Codeforces, Codechef, Codec. Lead code, start solving later on in your like second or third year, you start solving, because I told you, if you expose yourself to harder questions first, the simpler questions in lead code become easy. So yeah, you should prioritize maybe in my opinion Codeforces or Codechef more than the others. CSES for like learning new skills. Lead code should be your priority later on in the future, and for the CP really depends on DSA. What is the best way to master it? Could you please recommend any books or channels that may help? As I said, CP actually depends much more on math than it does on DSA. As the question become progressively harder, it's more math related. And there's a book called Competitive Programming Handbook, CP Handbook. You could use that, but it contains all the competitive programming practices and questions. And now another website to practice competitive programming is this website called TP Algorithms. It's a website containing every single concept that there is in the history of competitive programming, question and explanation to it. This is another extremely good website for like practicing or like learning competitive programming. And then yeah, books I don't prefer. Like just use the like editorials and like websites available. Should you focus on more subject topics or giving more efficient solutions? Your solution must be efficient and you need to know all the topics. So what you do is like you learn a topic, solve a few easy questions on it, and then when you encounter a hard question, you should be able to apply that this particular topic is from that region. Like it's 99% pattern recognition. So the more questions you do, the more patterns you come across, the better your like coding pattern recognition becomes. You told us a beginner that we should not which is the best time to start lead code. See, I have some 5 to 6 months, even 5 to 6 months is a lot before your interview, internships, all those processes start. So like before the beginning of your third year or in the third year vacation, you should start lead code. And by the time, if you have already if you're someone who has already been practicing all the other websites, when you start doing lead code, you'll be like, this website is too easy for me. What am I doing? And if you encounter a new concept, you'll be like, oh, this is easy to learn. Your grasping power, your mental ability to think, it just becomes so much better if you use the other websites. That's what I'm saying. Like, even in your like studies, in your math, whatever subject that you have, you become smarter. You become a person who's able to find a better way to study things. For me personally, I used to just spend a lot of time studying. When I started doing competitive programming, the time that I spent on studying decreased, but my marks still increased because I learned smarter ways to study. What about hacker rank? Hacker rank, I would not like. I used to do hacker rank compared to all these other websites. It's just not at all up to the mark. Hacker rank is something that companies used to like hold OS or something. It's good for that. For practicing programming, I would not recommend that website. It's good for like holding contests and all that. Holding in the sense not like participating, hosting. If you're like a club who wants to host contests, that hacker rank is a good website. For practicing, please refrain from using hacker rank. It's not very like useful compared to the other websites.
Are club
Considering
registrations
CP, do you
going
have
on?
other areas of specialization? If so, how do you manage time between CP and interest? Yeah, like currently I'm an AI ML intern at like a company called Aviva. You could look it up if you want. So I did see, you have 24 hours in a day, right? So 8 hours, 10 hours for sleeping. And what my schedule is basically, I I attend classes if I can, and I try to learn whatever I can in the class itself, so that I don't have to like spend time in the room. So after coming from the room, let's say I have like around 6 to 8 hours of time remaining. Um, 2 hours of competitive programming practice, 2 to 3 hours of competitive programming practice, then another 2 hours of like external activities, maybe development, maybe AML, all that stuff. It doesn't have to be two exactly divided in that manner. You can divide it as you please. Like for in my opinion, like as you like progress in your college life, as you learn the new subjects, you will be implementing something to like learn it. So suppose you have AI as a subject, they'll surely ask you to make an AI project. While making that project, make sure that you learn what you're making, so that for me, I'm not someone who has like made a lot of projects, but whatever I've made sure that I understand it fully, so that even compared to someone who has made a lot of projects, when you're explaining it, I can explain it much better than they have. Even if the project is simple. See, I included a simple flower classification model in my resume, but still I got the job because like I was able to explain it in such detail that he was actually impressed of the fact that it's not just a random project that included to like show that I have done projects. So that in that understanding, you don't have to do many projects. If you're somebody who loves to do projects, please just you can absolutely proceed in that direction. It's just that this DSA is a barrier towards getting that interview, right? So after you complete the DSA round, it's all about your projects. So, but then you have to get past that barrier, right? That's where CP comes in. After that, it's all about like your development and projects that are that you're done. And we use inbuilt functions in interview to solve the questions. For example, if you have any problem sorting an array, so okay. It actually depends on the interviewer. Sorting and all, usually you can do dot sort. Like even like in contest and all, I always use dot sort because it's slow to write what bubble sort will not pass the constraints. It's too slow. You have to like write merge sort or quick sort or something. And if you sit there writing merge sort, quick sort, you'll lose a lot of time. If an interviewer asks sorting directly, if it's sorting is itself a question that he has asked, you have to implement sorting. But if it's some complex question that involves sorting as substep, you can always use a library to sort it. In or like online interviews assignments, you can absolutely use whatever libraries you want. Just make sure that you write the code fast and you pass it so that you can get ahead of others. Any other questions related to it? Recruitment questions, others will like my members will answer. Any other questions related to CP interviews or anything like I've attended my fair share of interviews. You could ask anything regarding that as well. Anyone? Anything? Okay, I'll let the host continue the session. Thank you, guys. Had fun.
All right, then it's time for the Ground quiz. But before we begin, a quick announcement. Codechef is currently recruiting, and all VIT students except freshers are eligible to apply. If you are interested, make sure to follow our Instagram. We'll be sharing the recruitment details and application links there. We have another online event upcoming, so do follow our Instagram. Now, without further ado, let's get started with the quiz.
I'll be sharing the quiz link, so make sure you're able to access the link.
It doesn't affect your certification or participation in any way whatsoever. It's just a fun and engaging activity. You can see it as that. It doesn't matter how you perform here. Okay.
I'll be starting the quiz now. Make sure you all can enter the link. I have shared the link. Please try to join the room. Please join through the latest link, the second one I've shared.
We will be starting the quiz in a minute. The quiz is now started. This is a multiple answer question. You can choose more than one answer. This is the final question. So the quiz will end in 3, 2, and 1. So the leaderboard shows that Dinesh has secured the first place, and Vikashini has secured the second place, and Anisha has secured the third place. We'll be sharing the leaderboard in the group.
With that, we have come to an end for today's chain of events. Thank you, Nandu Mahesh, for the amazing session. I hope everyone enjoyed it and will take something back from it. Before we leave, do follow our socials. We have another event coming up, and all updates will be posted there. You can find all our social links in the WhatsApp group itself. That'll be all from our side. Until next time.
You all may leave the session. Thank you all for joining.